Hello there, everyone. Charlie here with the most unusual opening to an episode that you're going to see. We lost this game 42-6. I'm going to show you a couple highlights from it to show you just how bad it was, but you did not deserve. I respect your time as a human being, okay? I respect that you clicked on this video, a smaller creator. I'm not going to waste your time with a 42-6 loss. Here's the post-game show while I talk about it real quick. We're going to get into next week's episode where or next week's game where it should be a much closer game. Really, this was just brutal. This was a 14-6 game at the half, okay? 14-6. And then after that, basically LaDainian Tomlinson just ran all over us in the second half, and we could not do anything on offense. I'm going to show you a few highlights. Here and there, but the passing game was just so frustrating because receivers kept dropping balls on third down. And we had an open receiver at one point for a touchdown and just completely whiffed on him. LT was hurdling over guys. 4 touchdowns, 173 yards. Just your classic LT day. But yeah, the passing game was just atrocious, man. Like, we could not get anything going. So unfortunate. And then the one time we tried just throwing it deep in the fourth quarter, literally the one time, they picked it off. It was just so rough. It was a bad time. So yeah, this game is just going to be one of those washes. We are going to make a small slider change, which I haven't made in about a year or so. We're going to be turning the run blocking up 1 for us, as well as maybe the run carrying or whatever that stat is. We're going to be moving that up 1, and that is all. Other than that, I'm going to keep everything else the same. This is just one of those really, really ugly games, and next week has got to be better.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Steelers put on a display and win by 21 points. Jimmy Smith stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Jets pick up their 3rd win of the season. By the warm waters of Tampa Bay, we had the Buccaneers get sent away with a 7-point loss. Eric Moulds had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Seahawks beat the Cowboys. Down in the Georgia Dome, we had the Falcons stroll away with a 14-point win. Texans, Chargers. Win. Kevin Slice and Dyson is in his own territory, but he's got a lot of room to run. We know about his speed. There's a couple of moves. Oh, boy! The defense overlooked him. He could go all the way. 76-yard touchdown. The Giants win this one by the final score of 21-16. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles lose by a narrow 5-point margin. And last but not least, we had the Patriots come away victorious. So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember.
So how's it going, everybody? I appreciate you joining me here, and this is a pretty weird start to this episode, so it does mean a lot that you're willing to just tag along and watch some football action. I just respected your time too much to have you watch that 42-6 game last week. So here we go. Deep into Jaguars territory here. We got an interception off of Kurt Warner. My mic was totally not muted for the first few minutes of this game. Not at all. And it's a QB draw right up the middle. He's got room, and that's a touchdown! Texans take the lead. First touchdown in a couple weeks for Houston, and that feels good. Way to get on the board. Here we go. Let's see if we can get another big stop. All right, 3rd down. Now a couple nice plays from our linebackers in the running game, forcing a 3rd and 7. Jaguars got a pretty good drive to start the game. They ended up kicking a field goal. Oh no, throw it to the left, and it's incomplete, but they're going to throw a cheeky flag. That's unfortunate. Man, these games have been hard enough to win. It's definitely tough when you stop them on 3rd down and they just give them a first like that. Pretty brutal. Oh no, big run there. About 12 yards for a first down.
36-yard line.
Oh, right over our defender. Huge catch. Another first down, deep into the red zone they go. Oh no, that's a touchdown for the Jaguars. They respond quickly with a nice drive of their own. Amon Green just lowered his shoulder, got right into the end zone. It's gonna be 10-7 Jags now. First 15, we're gonna just roll out and run to the left with Vic. Got some nice yards ahead of him. Good play. Okay, everybody, it is second down. Second quarter, we are down by 3 points. I'm gonna move Foria over here. Hope for a nice play here to the weak side. You think it's gonna be a good play? I think it will be. Well, insta shed there from the D lineman. Ricky did a nice job to not lose 3 yards there. It's gonna be 3rd and 5. Okay, third down then, a big third down. What's the plan here? Fitzgerald outside, incomplete yet again. Oh my goodness.
Was the intended receiver.
Throw out to the left side, he's got room and he comes down with it, first down. What a catch. Another big completion. First down for the Jaguars. Man, they just are storming down the field. We can't stop them. There we go. Good play there. That's a fumble. Nice play. That's exactly what we needed. What a hit from the backup, the rookie Rivera. What a play. We were needing something like that to change the momentum around. What a hit. Forced the fumble. The veteran Urlacher falls right on it. Both of these teams are 3-2, looking to take a top spot in the division. Over the middle to Morton. He can't come down with it. Vic is 2 for 6 today. Of those 4 incompletions, do we have 3 drops? Hard to lose. Easy to lose track after a while, unfortunately. Over the middle there to Morton. That's a big play. That's what the Texans were needing. And they're going to go no huddle. Try to see if they can get some momentum really rolling. Gonna be a little QB draw here for Vic. He loves that play and he's got all kinds of room. Running with Ricky. He bounces out to the right side. Good run of 7.
Second and 2. Ball at the 31.
We're really playing off here. Vic's going to run it again. If they're going to give him the room, he's going to take those 10, 15 yards every time. Fitzgerald out there by himself. Gonna go one-on-one Fitzgerald in the end zone. Touchdown, Texans! First passing touchdown they've had in a good while. Michael Vick needed that. Fitzgerald gets his first of the year. And the Texans take the lead. 14-10 now. Right before the end of the second half here. Big play, big drive. Well, third down and 10. Empty set is what the Jaguars are going with here. Let's see what gives. Go to the outside is completed. Not a first down, but there is a flag. Ooh, holding. If I decline, they'll be in field goal range. If I accept, they're out of field goal range. Let's see. Let's force them to make another deep play. Goes to the outside, and it's picked off by Allen. There's no one around him. That's going to be a pick six for the Texans. What a play. Before the second half, Texans adding on to their lead. They're going to make it 21-10. Huge mistake from Kurt Warner. The Texans got him again. Peppers threatening, but Kurt Warner gets the throw off and another big first down. They're going to go no huddle. They roll out to the left now. Warner throws it over the middle. It's completed. First down and 10. 11 seconds left. 10, 9. They're going to try to kick a field goal as time runs out. Looks like they're going to have just enough time to get it off. It's up and good. 21-13 going in to halftime.
Josh Brown had little trouble pooching this one through. Let's see it again. Yep, he knows that you aren't allowed to miss many of those in this league.
The field goal puts them a little closer to tying things up.
Yeah, and that's a positive note their coach can point to when he tries to pump up his team at halftime.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Texans are out in front, 21-13. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
Okay, Dana, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. Welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. Now we'll look at our first half by the numbers, and I tell you, first downs have been the story here. The Jaguars should be way ahead on the scoreboard, but somehow they've let their opponent hang with them. Let's see if they can change things in the second half. An exciting start to this one right on the first play from scrimmage. Peerless Price came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. That set up a 48-yard field goal. The Jaguars get the first points of the game and go up by 3. The Jags still early in the first, ball at their own 27. Tronard Hartz is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. Texans midway through the first, Texans losing by 3. Michael Vick would get the carry here. Good blocking up front. It helped to spring him. They take their first lead of the game and are now up by 4. The Jags come right back. Amon Green was able to make things pay off on the ground. A 9-yard touchdown for the Jaguars. Jags winning 10-7. Brian Urlacher would turn things around. Big shift in momentum here as he pounced on a fumble. The defense recovered. Texans still middle of the second. The ball at the 16-yard line. Michael Vick would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. A 15-yard touchdown for the Texans. The Jags late into the second quarter. Jags back by 4. Will Allen would come up with a huge play here as he was able to pick one off here, then had some clear sailing in front of him. They're now up by 11. The Jags have it again. Kurt Warner would find his target on this one. That set up a 29-yard field goal, and that's where we'll leave this one. Texans are holding on to a lead, 21-13. Today's halftime hero has turned in an incredible performance thus far. Michael Vick has been unstoppable. So that does it for our halftime report. We'll send you back now to the second half of this one. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe are there. Gentlemen.
3rd and 1. Ball at the Texans, 31-yard line.
Gonna try to run it 3 straight times. Texans get the first.
First down, Texans.
Green running over some guys. Nice run.
3rd and 7. Ball at the 36-yard line.
Fitzgerald on the outside. Oh, deflected by number 21. What a play.
4th and 7.
Texans are going big here. And just in Jacksonville territory. This is a tough spot. But they want to try to utilize Vic's legs, and they got the first down. And after they convert the 4th down, they're going to rush up. Vic with 77 rushing yards on the day now. Haven't seen a day like that in a while from him. Over the middle, wide open is Snyder. Huge play, 1st and goal.
2nd and goal. Ball at the 3.
Uh-oh, 2nd and goal. Lot of big guys here up front. Let's see. Ricky runs it to the right. Nowhere to go.
Ball at the 3.
You know who I really wanted to throw it to there? Can we dump it off to him now? Of course not. 4th and goal.
Pass is incomplete. Number 55.
I want to go for it so bad, but let's be honest. That's just an awful, awful idea.
Drew Brees holding.
We're just going to kick this field goal, try to go up by 9. And we do. Or up by 11, I'm sorry. Up by 11. 2-score game.
3rd and 8.
Okay, Texans are finding themselves in a 3rd and 9. They've done a good job so far of letting the clock really run down. 6.5 minutes or so left in this 4th quarter. Oh, come on. How can we not complete this pass, guys?
Santana
What's wrong with us?
the intended receiver. Number 60 with the coverage.
6 of 15 Michael Vick is today, and I believe of these 9 incompletions, we've probably had at least 6 guys who were open. At least. Here we go, Edinger on to add on a 3-pointer, and he does, making it 27-13. 2-touchdown game now. 6 minutes, 11 left. Let's see if we can hold on. Oh, Zeigler forces a fumble, and Hood falls on top of it. What a huge fumble. Our backup linebackers have forced 2 fumbles today.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 17.
Fitzgerald to the outside. Good play. First down, Texans.
2nd and goal.
How about that? Hasn't been sacked yet today. Also, no interceptions. Better day from the passing game. Ricky Williams up the middle. Touchdown, Houston. And that just might be the dagger. That's going to put us up 21 with just under 5 minutes to go. Ricky Williams gets on the board with a touchdown. What a day this offense has had. Huge bounce back performance. We really needed this. Look at the score down below. Dolphins are 0-6. I believe there was another team last week who was 0-5. The Chiefs, maybe? See if they're still winless. Uh-oh. That's a good stop from Sanders. Nice deflection.
Complete.
Titans are 0-5 as well. They remain at the bottom of the division. Browns, they were the team I was thinking of. They're 0-6. 3rd and 10. To the outside, incomplete. Uh-oh. That's a quick turnover on downs for the Jaguars. Giving the ball right back to the Texans. Deep in scoring position. First and goal. Luke to the outside, catches it, turns upfield, touchdown Texans. Vic's third passing touchdown of the day, and that will seal this game. Talk about a reversal of 2 weeks. We lose 42-6 last week on the road, and now we're taking a 41-13 lead here at home the next week against our divisional opponent, the Jags.
Ball at the 42-yard line.
That's picked off by Snyder. We just brought him in as part of the backup squad, and he immediately makes an impact with an interception. What a play.
First and 10.
Well, everybody, as this one is about to wrap up, I do want to give you the thanks, a really warm-hearted thanks for sticking along and being willing to watch a small creator like me as I play through this fantasy draft franchise with the Texans. This was a really weird episode. We lose 42-6, and now we're going to win. Right now, it's 41-13. Who knows what the Jags are about to do? That's a pick off from Snyder. His second interception is coming off the bench. What a play. That's going to seal it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This was an amazing episode. It really does mean a lot to me that you were sticking around and hung out with me. My name is Charlie. I will be back with another episode every Sunday of the Texans franchise. I'll see you fine folks in the next one. See ya.
I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Chiefs come away with a 7-point win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Cowboys pick up their first win of the year. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Hugh Douglas is arguably the biggest name on this list. The team doctors have reported a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for 7 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
The Dolphins drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Brad Hopkins leaves the Dolphins and is on the move to the Browns. And he's a smart enough player that he should have no trouble adapting to his new line mates. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Lorenzo Neal is just one of those guys you love to have on your team. He'll be an immediate factor for his new mates.
Jake the Snake Plumber threw for 250-plus yards and helped his Packers beat the Redskins. Jaguars, Texans. Will Allen was able to step in front of this pass and pick one off, but he wasn't done there. The Texans go on to win this by the final score of 41-13. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings bash their way to a 23-point victory. Down in New Orleans, we had the Saints edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. The Buccaneers got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Paul Brown Stadium. The Falcons lost on the road and will have to travel again next week to meet the Panthers. The Giants win yet again this week and keep their impressive streak alive. Broncos, Raiders. Rudy Johnson is inside his own 20. Gets the handoff, goes off right tackle. The defense must have been fast asleep. The midfield, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, 82 yards. The Broncos win this one by the final score of 28-21. Starvin Marvin Harrison nabbed 2 touchdown passes and helped his Seahawks beat the Colts. Up in the Motor City, Detroit, we had the Lions fall by 10 points. And in our final game, we had the Ravens come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.